You're listening to littlepodcast.com.
Why you gotta take it there?
Retake. This isn't good.
We're not talking about any integrity in
We
this
are
room.
trying to exploit a generation.
Ever tell you about that time when I paid for Chinese food with the DVD? The grease is the gravy.
You guys played footsie under the table.
Yes, but that's irrelevant. I can smell Pepto-Bismol from here. It tastes like an antacid tablet. Why are there so many Draculas everywhere? No. There's potato vodka everywhere.
Welcome to Born in the 80s, episode 172. I'm your host, John Rowe, and I'm joined by my co-host,
Adam Ham.
All right, we're in it.
We're
We
in
got
it.
a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
A lot has gone down.
Yeah.
How's the week been, Adam?
Oh, man. It's been
Busy?
packed.
Packed
Yeah.
to the rafters?
Man, it really has. I've been
Stacked actors?
I've been watching shit.
Little Foo Fighters?
I've been watching
song
movies,
lyrics?
shows, playing games.
Wow, it's like you came out of your cocoon. It's
Yeah.
like you exited a hole of Marvel.
And I can... I'm still in the Marvel hole, man. I'm still digging.
Wow, that's too many. That's too much time in the Marvel hole, man.
I mean, strictly comics now, but yeah.
Yeah?
That's something I do, just whenever I have not a
Yeah.
ton of time, but I can maybe read a comic or two.
Yeah. You just live in the Marvel
Yeah.
Marvel whatchamacallit, the Marvel Ultimate Marvel or whatever.
Not Ultimate. I keep thinking it's Ultimate. It's Unlimited. Marvel Unlimited, yeah.
Stack dead actors stacked to the rafters, and we cry when they all die blonde. God bless, what a sensitive mess. Yeah, but things aren't always what they seem. Your teary eyes, your famous disguise, never knowing who to believe. See through, yeah, but what do you do when you're just another aging drag queen? Stacked actors.
Okay.
I would say that song is probably about Hollywood people.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think that's really about... Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm saying that your life this week, not unlike the actors, was quite stacked to the rafters.
It was stacked, yes.
Yeah, stacked. Like the terrible supplement.
Yeah, so much...
The
going on
Omega
this
Stack 29, which may or
Basically.
may not contain amphetamines.
week. Okay.
But who knows? Because supplements aren't regulated by the FDA.
True.
You can put whatever the fuck you want in there.
Yeah.
All right. Adam, where do you want to start with your stacked week?
Oh, man. I don't know. I watched the season finales for Flash and Supernatural.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
You flashed it up.
I flashed it.
How's the flashing going? That's a DC hole.
It is. I keep forgetting that, Flash is in its first season.
Uh-huh.
Because it's really good. It's been good.
It's not like a show that's kind of trying to find its own. It's taken
Yeah,
a while.
it really picked up fast.
It's picked up fast.
Well, yeah. He's a Flash. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
In a Flash. Yeah.
I'm going to crack my drink here.
Cool. But that show has been really good right from the start, pretty much. And,
So good.
yeah, it was a good finale.
Drinking San Pellegrino
Cliffhanger.
sparkling lemon juice.
Yeah.
No, this is different. You'd like this.
Would I?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's limonata. It's 18% lemon juice.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's probably
It's
better.
basically like Orangina, the carbonated
Yeah,
orange.
okay, that's good,
This
yeah.
is lemon flavor. So it's like kind of a carbonated lemonade.
I had,
It's delicious.
soda water and lemon juice, which was gross.
No, it's soda water, lemon juice, and sugar.
Not much. Not
No,
enough.
well, this is.
That is, yeah, that's better. Yeah.
33 grams of sugar.
There you go.
A little
That's
bit
what I'm
less
talking
than a
about.
Coca-Cola. But almost, well, what's Coke? Like 50 in a can?
I don't think it's that much.
Oh, you'd be surprised.
I don't know. Maybe.
I'm looking it up. Getting some facts in here. Let's see. How much sugar is in a content?
I'm guessing about 40.
Oh, I'm so off. I'm sorry. I was thinking of a 20-liter bottle. Or a 20-ounce bottle, which is
Oh, yeah.
like 60-some grams. No, a can is 40. So
Yeah.
it's still a lot. It's still more than this, but not much more. So this is pretty sugary, as you can tell. Coke, man, there's so much fucking sugar in Coke.
Oh, yeah.
In sodas, it's insane.
It's true.
Like, but like, you like look at like apple juice, right?
Uh-huh.
It's 24 grams of sugar.
Yeah.
It's not as much as a Coke, but it's still a lot.
It's like half Coke, yeah.
Yeah, you got orange juice. Mm-hmm. Orange juice has got not nearly as much, but it's still quite a bit.
Yeah. No, those things are loaded with sugar. I think that's a pretty well known fact.
That's one. Well, that's one of my one thing that I dislike is when people are like, "Oh, I can't drink soda or diet soda, but I'm gonna have this glass of orange juice."
Oh,
'Cause
yeah.
it's so much healthier, and it's like your orange juice has 30 grams of sugar in it.
Well, yeah, there's a little bit of difference there, though, because those things actually have other things like vitamins and stuff.
Very
Not
true.
like a ton, but like
Very true. Very true.
there's
But
definitely a health
orange-
benefit to drinking juice over soda.
Yeah, but not much. Not because a lot of those vitamins that you just spoke of are in many, many other things that we eat.
Well, yeah.
What I'm saying is that you should treat juice like you treat sodas, as a sometimes once a day kind of drink, and not I'm going to have a glass of orange juice at every meal because I think it's healthy. Because it's not. It is, but it isn't.
Yeah.
It's healthy, but it's carrying its asshole friend a fuck ton of sugar with it.
Right. Well, yeah, I mean, that's the problem with anything that tastes good. It's got sugar
No.
in it.
That's not true.
That's totally true.
The steak, there's no
Okay.
sugar in that.
Okay, other than savory things.
Okay, of all sweet things, the
Even
sugary ones are the best.
even most savory things have some sugar
Well, they
in
have
them.
some sugars. I mean,
They have like
there's fucking-
sauces and stuff. Like if
Well-
you want steak sauce with that, sugar.
I don't want steak sauce. It's fucking plain.
Depends.
Well, the
Sometimes
way-
you want steak sauce. I've
way
been to
I
places
cook it.
where you want some steak sauce.
I suppose you're right. You go to Tony's back alley steakery.
Yeah.
You don't want to go in unlubed.
No,
You
definitely
want
not.
You want some A1 on that shit. Because Tony, let me just say this: he doesn't know how to cook a steak.
No.
He knows how to own a back alley steakery. Who knows if that's the only thing he does?
Possessing of some business
Anthony.
acumen. But,
Yeah. Well, you see a lot of people coming and going out of the back alley steakery, and not many of them are ordering steak sandwiches. If you know what I'm saying.
yeah. I know what you're saying.
They're coming in the back. You hear lots of loud discussions in the kitchen while you're in there. May hear the word "made" or "take a hit." Yeah, take a hit. That's not right.
No.
Make a hit.
Yeah.
Take a hit out on.
Put a hit. out,
Put a hit.
maybe.
There it is. That's the word I'm looking for. Put a hit. You want to put a hit on someone? Also go to Tony's Back Alley Steakery.
Yeah.
Order the number 4 with extra onions, and they'll know what you're talking about. Make sure you tell them the correct name for who the order's for. If you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Don't order it for yourself.
Yes, if you order it for yourself, they'll look confused, and then you will never be able to eat that steak again. They'll look confused, and then everything will go black.
Bobby, what'd you do? Yes, for the onions, boss.
Yes, for it, boss. Oh, I'm sorry, I made a mess. You didn't even put them in the back. We got a freezer for this kind of thing. Put the tarp up.
You got blood all over the cannoli.
Nothing's more ominous than that, Adam.
A tarp?
You get put in a situation where you're in like a back room with some like thug-like type people, and you see guys starting to lay tarp down.
Yeah.
You know the shit is going down.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
For real. As the song would say.
Yeah.
It's going down for real. Yeah, I was reading Reamdy, the Neil Stephenson book, and there's a point at the start when these Russian mobsters or whatever, need some information from this guy, and they start laying tarp down. The people are like, what's going on? I was like, I would know what's going on.
Yeah.
And that would be the point at which you would start need to changing your tactics up over your negotiation styles.
Yeah.
Or maybe attempting an escape. Because, I feel like that's probably the worst way to go, is to be executed, do you think?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Because then you know it's coming.
You can
I feel
prepare
like-
yourself for
What?
that. You can prepare yourself for
No,
that.
you can't. Not if you're going to get shot. They got all right, you got 2 minutes, clear your thoughts, and then
Yeah,
we're
that's
doing
great.
this. That's not great.
That's
two
totally great.
horrifying minutes.
That's one of the best ways to go, though.
What? In terror in your own shit? Peeing?
In 2 minutes or less.
Well, yeah, I mean, to be fair, the show Minute to Win It was slightly based off of this concept. It's 1 minute of terrifying, bad games. Do you ever watch Minute to Win It?
No.
It's the one where it's like, it was a game show. It's kind of a genius idea for a game show. I say game show because Guy Fieri headed it, and it's not really like trivia or anything, but it's like, hey, you need to blow an egg across this table, and if you do it in 1 minute, you'll win. Right? They have
Okay.
all sorts of different challenges that you can do for Minute to Win It. And, if you're contested on it, you do it. But these are all types of challenges you can do at home. With, like, stuff in your house.
Yeah.
So you could totally, like, how, like, people are, like, watch Jeopardy, and they're like, I could do that.
Yeah.
Answering questions. It's the same thing. You could do it at home. One of them is, like, pull an entire box of tissues empty in 60 seconds. You're just, like, ripping tissues. That sounds kind of interesting, actually. I feel like that'd be fun. I don't know. It seemed like a cool concept. I don't think it's on the air anymore. Just saying.
Okay.
Minute to Win It. Adam? What else
Flash
did you do
was
this week?
good. Yeah. The Flash was good.
Yeah. I have not watched it, but Adam's reports are good.
I started watching a new show, actually. I
Okay.
like quite a bit. Called The Americans on FX.
Oh, I've heard praise
I like it.
from
I'm about
multiple
halfway
sources.
Yeah, I'm about halfway through the first season, and so far
right.
it's really good.
Yeah.
It takes place during the 80s, and
All right. Born
Yeah.
in the 80s.
absolutely.
Were we born yet when the show's taking place?
No, actually, I think it starts in 1980.
Damn it.
I know.
My parents were, like, just married, I think, at this point.
Yeah. But
Adam was a twinkle in his father's eye
not even
at
a
this
twinkle.
moment. No.
I imagine he was not. I bet the last thing he was thinking in 1980 was, "I want a kid."
Oh.
Betting.
Well, no, he had 4 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. 4 years down the line.
Yeah.
All right, continue.
Anyway, yeah, these guys are basically Soviet undercover spies that have been in the U.S. for like 15 years already, undercover, and it's like basically mainly follows two agents who are, as part of their cover, married.
Yeah.
But they've had 2 kids as part of the undercover thing. And, shit starts to go down in the 80s. Like, Reagan's elected president.
Yeah.
And,
So they survived the McCarthy era of, like, Soviet outing.
yeah, they were probably coming in towards the end of that, I think.
Well, 65 would have been
Yeah.
15 years. I mean, I know it was towards the end of that, but it was still kind of like, oh, communists are around.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, I think the 80s people were like, well, we beat them to the moon. Mm-hmm. Their country's starting to kind of fall apart. So,
Yeah.
we're doing pretty well here.
Yeah. But it's kind of a neat show. One of them kind of seems a little bit more sympathetic to the American
Yeah.
side, and there's a lot of cool drama around that. Also, it's like their kids are growing up in America.
Yeah.
In American
As
schools.
Americans.
Yeah, totally.
Because they basically never knew anything about
Yes.
Russia.
Saying the pledge and stuff, and like learning about
So
the
this is a
space
couple?
race. Huh?
A married couple?
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, totally.
From the promotional stuff, which is like a half a trailer here or there.
Yeah.
I thought they were just like 2 love interest leads.
No, they
Are
are
they
married.
married? Oh,
With 2
that makes
kids.
it way cooler, actually.
It is very cool.
Yeah, that makes it neat.
But I mean, it's like it's little things like the kids are talking about, like how awesome it is that we won the space race. Like talking about the first man,
yeah.
in the moon, and like the mom's like, Well, it's also really impressive just to even get up into space.
Yeah, the Soviets launched
Exactly.
the first satellite. I mean, that's
Yeah,
that's good. Right?
exactly. It's like they're trying to kind of like...
We got Laika, Space Dog. Mm-hmm. We did that.
Yeah, totally.
Marvel will deal with it later.
Yeah.
Well, wait, what's the dog in Marvel? Is it actually Laika, or is it different? Space dog?
They call him Cosmo, I think.
Okay.
He's like a telepathic dog.
Okay. An empath?
Nope. Telepath.
An M-pup?
No.
Telepup?
Yes, telepath.
Okay. Telemut? All right, Adam. Americans, sell me on it. 10-second pitch. Go.
I already pretty much gave you that
10,
awesome 10-second
9,
pitch.
8, 7,
There's a lot of
6.
cool tension between the couple. And there's also an FBI guy that moves in next door.
Oh, that's not good.
No.
I finished the first season of The Weeds.
Oh, did you?
I did. There's that twist there at the end.
Yeah.
It did the thing that I absolutely despise in television shows,
Yeah.
which is when they end it with a fucking cliffhanger, and then the next season starts off with stuff they filmed a year before.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like, hey, yeah, we finished that scene in the next season, like, right where the first season left off. I hate that. It's like, come on.
You like
Leave me
Supernatural?
with a cliffhanger. Come on.
Yeah.
I like it to end. Like, Mad Men's, every season of Mad Men ends with what could be the end of the show. Like, it's like pretty definitive, every season ending. You're like, oh, well. You gotta, like, slow fade out with music, and you're like, well, there we are.
Yeah. Well, there's also time jumps, between...
No, which is also nice. I like
Yeah.
that a lot. Whereas I know Weeds is going to come into the conundrum of, oh, it's been like a year, and all of our kids are like 2 years or 4 years older. So that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. I'm enjoying it enough.
Yeah.
So the creator of that show is Genji Kohan. Is that a man
I have no idea.
or a woman?
I have no idea. Probably, I'm guessing a woman.
It is a woman. It's a woman's name. I only know that because I had to look it up. Because I feel like Lauren looked it up or Lauren said something about how she was, or he or something, and I was like, well, I don't know. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, Orange is the New Black's coming up like real soon.
In June, yeah.
June 12th. We can watch it together. No, we
excited.
can't. I watch it with Lauren.
Oh, okay.
It'll be really good though.
Yeah, totally.
I really like it. It's way better than Weeds.
Yeah, it is.
Weeds has too many problems.
Yeah.
That is interesting to think about, because when you think about Weeds, I think the problem with Weeds is that it was trying to play too much towards what TV used to be. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Well,
the female character is kind of an idiot,
Yeah.
and she kind of lucks her way into the world around her.
Yeah, I was actually going to say that, Weeds actually kind of was at the very beginning of, good television shows on, premium TV and cable networks.
I'm trying to think of what year TV kind of changed.
Mid-2000. Well, late mid-2000s.
When did Mad Men start? And when did Breaking Bad
2008?
start?
And
Mad Men was 2007, actually.
Oh, 2007?
And Breaking Bad was 2008. So I'd say probably 2007, right?
Yeah, probably. I think Weeds was 2003 or
Yeah. And
5, maybe.
Sopranos was kind of... Yeah, it had just ended. I think the ending of... The last season of Sopranos ending, I think, I would say, is the start of the new television.
Yeah.
Because that was 2007, early in the year. Or, I'm sorry, in the middle of the year, June 10th, 2007. I feel like that was kind of the show that broke the mold a bit, I guess. The Wire was also kind of about that time.
I was going to say, though, The Wire and even The Shield before it kind of... The Shield was... Man, that was probably
Well, The Wire was ended about the same time, too, actually.
Yeah.
So they were both kind of running. But I would call The Wire a proto game, television changer. Or the precursor, maybe.
Yeah.
The blueprints. Mm-hmm. I think The Shield is also about the same time, actually.
The Shield's a little bit earlier,
I do need to watch that show.
You still haven't seen it?
No. Maybe we should watch it.
Oh, maybe we should.
We should, because Lauren will never watch it.
That is a great
and
show.
it's apparently free on Hulu Plus, it's saying right now. So.
I think I have it for free on...
Oh, have you bought seasons on Amazon?
I think it's... Well, I think it's on Amazon Prime, or used to be.
Oh, it could be. It's not listed here in my Watch Now list.
Okay.
All right. Because I also heard that show had an amazing finale.
Oh my god, that show's incredible.
I've heard it's great, and everyone's like, you really should watch this if you like
Yeah.
the Wire. So
Yeah.
And Lauren doesn't like cop shows, so.
I like The Wire a little bit better.
Well, yeah, I mean, The Wire is like a masterpiece of like.
They're two different things. Like,
Yeah.
Shield's like the rock and roll version of The Wire. It's kind of crazy. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say about there. I would say like 2007. It's kind of when the new era of television began.
Yeah.
And so The Weeds was part of that proto period where got some things right, some things wrong. Not perfect.
Yeah.
All right, any other shows you watch?
Not shows. I saw some movies.
Okay. We could talk about, let's talk about one of them. The
Well,
first one on your list.
I do want to say...
It's the only one I've seen.
I do want to say... I watched...
Well, you can also do Jupiter Ascending, I suppose.
Yeah.
Because I don't think I'm going to watch that.
Yeah, you shouldn't.
Okay.
Just-
Let's go into that. Let's start with that.
Well, okay.
Adam,
So, yeah.
what's going on with Jupiter Ascending?
Jupiter Ascending is about...
Isn't that guy who was a stripper in that movie a dog in this movie that turns into a human?
Yeah, you knew more about than I did going in.
Wow. I just knew about that weirdness.
That is true.
Channing Tatum
plays a spliced guy who is like half dog, half human, basically.
Okay. Eddie Redmayne, villain as well.
Yeah.
He's a good villain.
Dude, he's really
creepy.
Yeah, he's really creepy in this.
Yeah, which is great. That's what they called for, right?
Also, he has problems controlling the volume of his voice
Oh,
a
I
lot.
see.
And this seems really bipolar.
Yeah.
In it. And I mean, I should say like not real bipolar, like stage bipolar.
Oh yeah,
Just,
too weird, hammy,
Yeah.
if you will.
Yeah, like, well,
But not
I
in
wouldn't
the
even say
John
hammy. I would
Hammond
just say, the kind of villain he plays is real bipolar people don't swing that fast usually.
No, it's over the
It's-
course of
yeah.
hours and
Right.
days.
He's just, he's just all over the fucking place.
Okay.
I mean, it's not bad. I mean, he's a good villain.
Can you explain the plot of this
Yes.
movie
So
in like 20 seconds?
Mila Kunis is a lady who is like part Puerto Rican or something in New York and spends most of her life cleaning toilets with her family, waking up at 5 a.m. whatever, and she hates it. And she's gonna sell some of her eggs for money.
20 seconds.
Yeah,
Interesting.
That's
So it's a period drama.
yeah, totally.
A young girl in the city trying to deal with hard times. I love that she's Puerto Rican. Just, she's got a darker skin, so give her whatever ethnicity.
I don't
you
actually
want.
think she's not actually Puerto Rican. I can't remember what she is. She's
What is it?
something. I don't remember.
Oh my God, how do you not know things about things? Adam?
It's not that important to the plot, and I didn't really care.
Well, it's important to me, Adam.
Maybe they're Russian, actually.
Well, then it makes sense because that's what she is.
Oh, they are Russian. That's right. They are
Well,
Russian.
then that's not nearly as bad. I was going to make a whole diatribe about how she's got darker skin, so they're like, oh, we can make her Puerto Rican.
No,
which
you're
is
too quick to
actually,
diatribe.
I think she's from... God, is she... I think she's Romanian, maybe? Or something
I have
like
no
that.
idea.
Anyway, Eastern Europe, somewhere in there. I
Her
don't wanna-
dad dies before the movie
In a plumbing
starts.
accident? Please tell me it's in a toilet accident.
No, it's not. He's not a toilet cleaner.
He's like, I'm just going to get one more.
They're all in Russia.
Before I retire.
Russians come and take his telescope for some reason.
Toilet? Oh, sorry.
And he doesn't want them to take
his
it.
toilet away.
No, they're taking his telescope away.
You're mad with power.
And they shoot him.
Yep, sorry. Takes
he's
his
dead.
telescope.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. They owed
Because
money,
he's
I
looking at the
guess.
stars?
This is literally not explained at all.
This is Soviet Russia.
Yes.
Those who look at the sky for hope will be crushed.
They're like, you owe us money. And he's like, "Meh." And then they start, taking shit. And
Surely you'll be able to pay us when you're dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on. When somebody
Well,
owes you money, you don't kill them.
They're trying to take his really expensive telescope.
Oh, okay.
And, yeah.
He's like, no.
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't have money for you, but I will keep expensive shit I do not need.
He's not Russian.
What?
I don't think. He seems like
So
American.
this is the opposite of Americans. He's an
Yeah.
American in Russia,
Yeah.
but he's not a secret.
I don't know actually if he's
Russian.
American or English or something. He's
Okay. We're getting deep into ethnicity here.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter at all. He is.
Okay, we're at like 4 minutes now explaining the plot.
You keep tangenting me.
Well, you know, they don't call me Mr. Trigonometry for nothing. 'Cause I'm full of tangents.
Yep. All right.
Okay, sorry.
God, I can't keep a train of thought going here. You're killing me.
You know what they call me? An Amtrak guy. Because I'm derailing
Yeah.
conversations.
So anyway, he dies. They go to America. They're all cleaning toilets. But so some space lady dies, who I guess was like a queen or something.
Yeah. Now, I'm in with the Wachowskis at this point because I really liked
Yeah.
the last movie they did? What's it called?
I don't know.
Cloud Atlas. I really liked
Yeah, that was
Cloud
good.
Atlas.
That was good. That was
Just
really
because
good.
it was so crazy. I had to see it twice.
This movie is
was
beautiful, I will say as well.
Yeah. Oh my
This
god.
movie is gorgeous.
Cloud Atlas, also gorgeous.
Yeah.
Hugh Jackman, scary cannibal. Or no, I'm sorry, Hugh Grant, scary cannibal
Yeah, totally.
in that movie.
And this lady who died, I guess, somehow, like, she owned, like, a bunch of planets and shit, including
Okay.
Earth.
All right. Yeah.
Earth was owned by her.
I like the plot device of aliens like
Yeah.
owning planets and shit.
Well, that's the thing, though. They're not really aliens, they're humans, because humans seeded Earth a long time ago.
Oh, okay.
And her empire split between, like, these three kids.
Yep.
Evil guy gets Earth.
This is like Empire.
Kind of, yeah. Evil guy gets Earth.
Yep. Eddie Redmayne.
And, but they find out that she has the same gene print, which I guess means the exact same genetic
So she's
code.
like basically a clone.
She's like a reincarnation.
Okay, got it.
This is why I did not understand for half of the movie.
Okay.
Is that she doesn't have alien parents
No.
of any kind.
No.
And also, they didn't actually do anything, as far as I can tell, to make her have the same genes. She just,
So just through random genetic mutations.
through plain evolution, she has
Fair
the
enough.
same exact genes as this crazy...
Just lucky that she's like 25 when
Yes.
the other space lady died.
But in
Perfect.
Crazy Spaceland, like,
God,
you know...
you gotta love it when a story hinges on a coincidence. Because any
Yeah.
other time in human history, someone could have had the exact same genetical, identity
Mm-hmm.
as that lady. But she's alive and well, so it doesn't make a difference.
Yeah.
But now that she's died, there's one person.
Right.
Anyway, sorry.
And this Crazy Spaceland feature... They, man, this plot is so fucking convoluted. So
I thought you said you could get it in 20. I don't think you could have.
I didn't say that. You said that.
Well, I asked you to. And
Yes, and I never said I could.
Well, you're proving me right.
No, I'm not. You said I could do it in 20. Anyway, it doesn't matter. They harvest planets for human goo so that they can live forever.
Oh,
basically.
okay. So they seed these planets to create like human essence
Farm,
and people,
basically.
which are just planet stuff.
Like the Matrix.
All right. Now that you've said it, it's on the table.
So they farm people for their goo, and they bathe in this.
Goo.
They bathe in this goo, and it rejuvenates them.
Okay,
The lady who died was like 91,000 years old.
that's a lot.
Like one of the daughters is like fucking 18,000, whatever.
My daughter.
But in their society, because there are things like they do gene splicing. There's like people dogs and like dragon people and other weird
Yeah,
stuff.
they got like 91,000 years of science.
They think that like genetic coding is almost like the closest thing to a soul or spirituality or whatever.
Yeah, fair enough.
And some people leave provisions in their wills, and this lady did,
Ah,
that, basically it's the same genes are seen as the same person.
yeah.
So effectively, she's the heir to all this shit in actuality.
Yeah.
And all she has to do is to go to space to get it. Which is why the dog person's there. He was hired by one of the sons. By the way, all the kids are villains. Like, they're not... Like, there's one main villain who's Eddie Redmayne, but they're all assholes. All of them. They all want this person...
All trust fund rich kids are like that.
Yeah,
yes.
they all want her for their own purposes.
I'm sure some of them travel to lesser-known planets to
Yeah.
help build a church on a weekend and send a bunch of photos on their Instagram back.
I don't think that's the case.
They're
These are not
friends.
those kind of... No.
Spacetagram.
But, like, one of them sends Dogman, stripper guy, to save...
I like to think that... Wait, I just want to say this. That Magic Mike
Yeah.
also takes place in this timeline. That before he joined her, he went down Florida and was in a male strip club
Absolutely.
and had a tail.
But, yeah, he goes to pick her up for one of the evil dudes. But, you know, they fall in love, and he wants to protect her, and all this crazy space stuff
Like
happens.
a dog would.
I'll leave some of it to people's imaginations. Basically, all the rest of the plot, which is most of the plot.
Yeah. The setup is kind of the interesting premise with sci-fi.
Yeah, the setup's the interesting premise.
It's
and
like, you know, the world building.
a lot of it's kind of hard to get the first time through.
Yeah.
I would not watch it a second time through, though.
No?
No, because this movie is kind of really bad. It's not terrible. It's just kind of slow paced. The action stuff is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
But this movie is like... This movie is bad decisions, the protagonist. Like, she's a lady and everything she does is dumb and stupid.
Because she's a woman.
I can only assume that because her soldier dog boy man is like always right. And he's always saving her ass from the stupid shit that she does. Also, it's just, she does really dumb things.
Name a dumb, I want a dumb example. Give me a dumb example.
Like, okay. They capture her family at one point.
Okay.
And this guy says, come to me and abdicate your whatever so that I'll get all the shit.
Yep.
This is a no-win situation for her.
Yeah. I lose my power.
Yeah.
Or I lose my family.
Well, even in that, I mean, it's like, you go there.
But you lose your power, and then they've got your family still.
Yeah, exactly.
There's really no good way out of this.
You lose your family, they get the power, or, you know, you keep the power and they die anyway.
Yeah.
But if you go there and meet him, which she does,
Yeah,
she's
it's
stupid,
like come to my trap.
all he has to do is kill her, and then once again, it's split back between the three of them, and he has it anyway. Like,
Yeah.
like he wants to have a meet alone with her, and she's just like, yeah, I'll do that. And it's just,
Where's your dog man?
and like
Say
one of her sons, I say that in quotation marks because you can't see it. One of her sons, because she's supposed to be this, you know, queen lady reincarnated or whatever.
Yep.
Like, asked to marry her
All right, so we got some Oedipus going on here.
because he wants to marry her, then kill her to have all the stuff.
Oh, it's just like an episode of Dynasty.
And there's like not even any real threat. All he does is say like, you know, and he's in this room full of fucking human goo. He's like,
Just
here,
in the
hold
goo
this.
room.
Yeah.
It's next to the laundry.
He's like,
We got the goo room.
he hands her a bottle of goo. And it's like, hey, this goo is human goo. And she's like, ah! And he's like, 10 people died to make this one thing. And there's like a room full of this shit.
Yeah.
She's like, ah! And she drops it. And it's like, bleh. Like, there's 10 humans gone.
Yeah.
Worth of goo. So,
Way to waste that human goo.
way to waste human goo. And then he's like, you know, I really don't think that, you know, human goo is a great idea. You should probably marry me, and then we can protect each other. Because I think maybe Mom died from, you know, trying to stop the human goo trade.
Yeah.
She'd already been around for 91,000 years.
Yeah.
It didn't really seem like a problem to her, I guess, then.
Yeah.
So she just walks right fucking into this like, oh yeah, totally. Like, I believe you want to stop the goo. And he's probably like fucking like
The goo is life,
16,000
Adam.
years old or whatever anyway.
Yeah.
But she's just like, yeah, I'll marry you strictly for non-love purposes, contract purposes. And it's just weird and gross, and she's dumb. Why would she do that, John? It's stupid.
Adam, I don't know.
Like, they try to make her like well, she's got a conscience, because she wants to stop the human goo. But
Adam, I have one question.
I don't know. Yeah.
Why was she selling her eggs?
Oh, for money, because they were horrible toilet people, and she wanted money.
Horrible toilet people. What is that? What is that, job description?
And,
you're not
halfway...
like a plumber, right? Because you're not, certified or anything.
Actually,
you're
they're
just a person who does the shit work that nobody else wants to do.
They're actually house cleaners. They clean houses and stuff, for rich people. But every single scene they show that is, her cleaning a toilet.
Yeah. So they had that one toilet set, and they wanted to get the use out of it.
But, halfway through the movie, she's just like, I just want to go home to my family. And I'm like, you are the most boring person in the world. You got crazy, awesome space plays. There's all kinds of awesome shit here.
That's, one of the things I hate most in writing is
I know.
fiction. Is when someone is, granted this power,
yeah,
all of this stuff, and they're just like, I don't know what to do. And it's like, dude, you put me in that situation, and I'm like, all right, give me, some fucking cleric smart guy. He's going to tell me how all this shit works so I learn it, and then I'm going to fucking get shit done.
Give me the space goo. I'll drink it. I want it
I'll
forever.
drink a human.
Yeah.
If it means forever life.
Right.
In the space.
Totally. And
Would you, Adam?
No, probably not. But
no, I'd be pretty fucking freaked out.
But you would think
that.
with all this gene splicing, they can make human dogs. They'd be able to
right?
They wouldn't need fucking human goo.
I know. We can alter the genetic code and everything, but we can't cure aging, which already in our science right now is probably at least halfway there.
Yeah,
so
right.
At least some major breakthroughs.
Totally. But, there's stuff like that bugs me. And then at the end of the movie, she's like, oh, great, I'm on Earth with my dog man. And I was like, worlds out there that I guess I could do stuff with, but I just want to stay here cleaning toilets.
It's
the last scenes of the movie are her, back in the house cleaning thing, and she's like before it showed her getting up at 5 and being like, nah, I want to get up. And now she's, up before everybody else, making coffee and shit for people and being like, I love scrubbing toilets. It's like, no! What? No!
Have you learned anything from this? It's like if oh shit, what's his name from Spider-Man? Uncle Ben?
Ben?
Uncle Ben, really? He's the one with the rice, isn't he?
Oh right, Uncle.
I was gonna say Uncle Owen, and I knew that was wrong as well. What the fuck is that guy's name? Is it Uncle Ben?
I think it is Uncle Ben, actually.
No, he's not the rice Uncle Ben.
No.
Oh man, Uncle Ben. He makes some good rice. But Uncle Ben's like, with great power comes no responsibility.
Yeah, exactly.
If you knew you could make all this stuff change and had the power to make massive leaps and bounds of the world's being better, and be like, nah, it's gonna go. I'm going home.
There's one part where they're like, hey, she's like, why aren't you sharing all this amazing technology with everybody on these terrible worlds?
So they're like, I don't deserve it, Dad.
They're like, well, I don't really know if people would want to know all that shit. And they're like, she's like, I would. But
would the viewer want to know all that shit?
Yeah.
Because we spent an entire movie watching all of it?
Yeah. It's just, I don't know, it's kind of, it's not maybe as bad as I'm making it sound.
No, of course, we're making fun,
but it's just one of those movies that, at a certain point, I just, started to question every decision she made, and it was all terrible, and she was always being saved by Channing Tatum. There's one part where she, kicks the main bad guy in the nuts or something, and beats him over the head with a pipe or something.
That reminds me a lot of the Hunger Games, though. Actually, one of the problems with that, you've not read the books, have you?
I've not read the books, no.
Oh, yeah. Well, one of the problems with the books is that the main character does some stuff like that in book 2-ish. Yeah. But the movies have made her way better as a character. Yeah. So it's at a point where the movies, I feel are better than the books.
Sure.
In that case, the opposite is true of Game of Thrones this season. Have you been watching?
No.
Isn't that interesting? I feel like the show has jumped the shark.
I think I'm going to. I just might. I don't know. I watched the first 2 episodes, maybe 3, and then I stopped.
I think I have the moment, maybe the exact moment
Yeah.
in which the show jumped the shark.
Sure.
There's 2 points. I'm going to spoil Game of Thrones here right now.
Okay.
So fast forward 2 minutes. I'm going to say I hate to use this word, jump the shark, but maybe raped the Sansa would be the point at which the show is like, okay, you're making some drastic decisions here.
That never happened in the books, right?
No.
That happens this season?
Adam. Yeah, you just wait. Your nerd outrage will be palpable.
Oh man.
Because Peter Baelish is like, oh man, we're gonna have to tell people to fast forward more. Peter Baelish is like, hey, Sansa, come with me to Winterfell. I'm gonna marry you to Ramsay. That
What?
makes sense. He's not going to rape you.
He's
I've
like
got a
Joffrey
plan.
Mark II.
Yeah, he's actually like worse than Joffrey.
Yeah.
Because Joffrey was like an idiot.
Right.
Whereas Ramsay's not an idiot, but he's also evil.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, so...
An absolute
but like,
sadist.
okay, so that happens, and when it was happening, it was like, he's got a plan. Something's gonna happen, whatever. His Littlefinger is like got a plan, and so okay, I just want to say a couple things here. This, I'm getting my cockles, they're getting raised.
Yeah.
But like, okay, so I was talking to people, I was like, what the fuck is this plan? Like, the Boltons are notoriously bad. Like, rumor, I'm sure, has gotten around about how this guy is constantly torturing people. Look at fucking Theon, for God's sake.
Their flag is the flayed man.
Yeah, and he's just like, gives Sansa a speech where he's like, do you want to just be a bystander, or do you want to actually be part of this? And so she's like, all right, well, I'll
Is
marry
part
you.
of this being, like, once again betrothed to a terrible person?
Yeah, I guess.
So, no, not really.
Yeah, and so in the books, I had the thought that Peter Baelish, or Littlefinger, had a huge hard-on for Sansa, but apparently not at all. He's just like, whatever, give him to Ramsay, who's going to brutalize her. And then, then somebody came up with a fan theory that I liked, and I was like, okay, well, this makes sense then. Because Peter Baelish knows that Stannis is probably going to march on Winterfell. So she's going to get saved. You know what I mean? Like, whatever. And his thought is, she's too stuck up right now to be with me. I'm a
So what
guy
she
who
really
deals with
needs
horror
is a
stuff.
good...
He's basically breaking her. No, not that. But, I mean, just breaking her. Like,
Well, yeah, I mean,
giving
she's
her
be
that
like...
moment where she's involved with the real horror of what the world is, and she stops being, I like my lemon cakes. And,
she was
more
already like that. That's the whole point of Joffrey.
Exactly, Adam, which is the problem with the show. But at least I could see some tiny speck of that making some sense. And then one of the people who's like a show, or not maybe showrunner, but producer, or someone was like, no, just Peter Baelish didn't know about it. I was like, what? He's the fucking Ed Snowden of Westeros. He knows all.
I know,
He doesn't have any, fighting ability. He doesn't have that. He deals in information. Him and Varys are like the information guys. They knew about the fucking bullshit with Cersei and fucking her
Jaime.
brother. Like, it's just like, God, what? And then the other thing happens is the Sand Snake stuff in Dorne is bad.
Oh, really?
Yeah. There's a moment that is like fucking cut out of an action movie, like B action movie, where it's just like Jaime and Bronn go to save Myrcella.
Sure.
Yeah, but that's different in the book, but that's fine. Involved because Jaime in the books is just like, go to the Riverlands, do some shit, and you never really see him for a while. And so this is like, all right, well, let's have him active in a storyline here, because we don't need these fucking Loras Oakenheart, or where the fuck his goddamn name was, character who just doesn't matter because he gets murdered anyway.
Right.
But get Bronn back in this. He can have a little bit more fun helping his queen, who gave him this, Lawless and this castle. But anyway, so they go there, and like the Sand Snakes are like, we got to kidnap Myrcella, and they both show up to kidnap her at the exact same time, exact moment. You're like, oh come on, man, like really. And then, like, the Sand Snakes are like, I am from Oberyn Martell, who died, and blah, 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 giving my evil person speech. And then they get interrupted by Ario Hoto, who's like, shut the fuck up, and I'm going to arrest everyone. And I was like, wow, that was really bad. Like, just bad tropes.
Man.
And the stuff with Barristan, that's a spoiler.
Yeah.
Have you heard that?
No.
Something happens with Barristan that not in the books. And I won't
Yeah.
go any further than that. His character does something that's crazy, but
Okay.
yeah, crazy to me at least.
That's disappointing.
Yeah, the show is just moving on. The wall, the stuff with the Stannis and Jon Snow has been good.
Okay. Thumbs
Thumbs up on that.
All
Keeping
right.
with it. Heading towards the end of book 5 right now.
Yeah.
I didn't even want to talk about Game of Thrones. God damn it. It just gets my cockles up.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people have been like, I don't know, I'm not watching this season. It's like, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Also, Jupiter Ascending. The last scene with the evil villain takes place on the surface of Jupiter,
Okay.
which is a gas giant, fuckers.
Yeah.
There's no
Yeah.
land there.
Yeah.
Or if there is, it's not like good land. It's like
Yeah, it's like a fucking tiny core that's so compact with
Right.
the pressure of all the gas above it.
God.
I mean, there has to be a core for it
Fucking-
to be contained. You know
No,
what I mean?
no, it doesn't.
Yeah.
There
How
are
does
like
all the
ice.
gas stay together?
Gas can stay together just from gas pressure. Yeah.
In a perfect sphere?
It's not a perfect sphere. It's an oblate spheroid.
Oh.
I looked it up because I was like, "There's no land on Jupiter," and they're like, "Well, there might be some land on Jupiter, but it's
Oh,
not."
yeah, we don't know, because, we can't see.
But it's like all hydrogen and
Inside
helium.
Jupiter. Possible core.
Yeah.
Liquid. Oh, so, okay. I was like, it can't all be gas. There's definitely liquid, they think. But it very well could just be a ball of nitrogen.
Yeah,
Liquid,
exactly.
because it's so cold. Yeah, okay. Bullshit.
Yeah. So
Anyway.
fuck that movie. But
All right. Yeah, thank you. Let's move on to your next movie.
I do want to say real quick that
God damn.
I saw What We Do in the Shadows. You already talked about it a bunch last
Oh,
time.
yeah.
So
Was it great?
it was great.
It's great.
Yeah,
It's hilarious.
Same thing you said. You said
Double
enough
thumbs
last
up.
time, but I watched it and it was great.
Yeah, it's kind of like what do you think about what if I were to tell you that the people that made Flight of the Conchords made a mockumentary about vampires in New Zealand in modern day?
I was listening to them on the Nerdist podcast, Jermaine
Yeah.
Clement and Taika Waititi.
Yeah.
Taika Waititi. And I think they were talking about a joke, but they joked about making a sequel called What We Do in the Moonlight. With,
about the wolves?
Rhys Darby. Yeah.
I would love that.
I would love that. That would be amazing if they actually
Yeah.
did that.
Yeah, I want them to make more stuff.
Yeah, totally.
Flight of the Conchords, not enough. Brett's left. He's done.
Brit. Yep.
He's now an Academy Award winner.
Yeah.
Fucking Brett. Anyway. Wait, no, maybe he was just nominated. I don't know if that movie won the Academy
know.
Award. For best
But yeah, I
original
watched
song.
that, and I watched American Sniper, which I know you've talked about before.
Yes, let's just get into that because I already wrote it down on my to talk about list.
Okay.
So I just want to at least touch on it.
Yeah.
How'd you like it?
I thought it was a great movie.
Yeah, I know a lot of people complain about being jingoistic, and I was like, but that's the point. Like,
Yeah.
isn't the idea is that culture of the people that he is, from that society, like post 9/11,
Yeah.
feels that way. And when you're in the military, it's pretty goddamn jingoistic in the military. It's not like the military is a bunch of people being like, man, we shouldn't be here, man. It's
Right.
like, well, no, you volunteered,
Yeah.
so.
Well, you can kind of see this guy like struggling with it a little bit. Like
Exactly. That's kind of the point.
his friend dies, and he had like written a letter that's
I know.
saying he's having doubts. And he's like, ambush wasn't what killed him. It was that letter. As soon as he started,
Yeah, doubting. No, it's
Yeah.
kind of interesting because it's like it starts off like super jingoistic and like I'm a He-Man American sniper, super killer, the deadliest American, soldier in a long time. And it's like, okay, crazy, interesting. And the movie starts off fucking ridiculous.
Oh yeah,
That fucking shot with that chick and her kid.
yeah,
Oh my god. And I'm sure that has to be at least real, right? Because it probably was in his memoirs. I mean,
well, yeah. I mean, yeah, it was all based on I think his autobiography or
yeah.
memoir.
Yeah, memoir now. But he. It's just kind of because as the movie goes on, you just see him losing it,
Yeah,
And I love the way that they dealt with post-traumatic stress disorder in that movie.
yeah.
Because it's not like I hear like muffled sounds of gunfire in my head. It's just like, oh shit, that car's following me really close.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you really just alert, because when you're over, fighting in a war, death is every moment.
Yeah.
You could be killed at any moment. And so when you're at home, you still have that heightened, like, I gotta, be careful. And, oh my God, that loud noise. And it was like, oh shit, okay, it was just a car, because you just hear that crack and your buddy's dead,
Right.
And you're home, you hear that again, you just, And it's not, it was done really well, I thought.
Or seeing that dog playing with his kid and being like, it's murdering him,
because the dogs are terrible, actually, in Iraq and Afghanistan.
Yeah, totally.
They have a wild dog problem, actually. They actually talk about that a lot, is that they spend a lot of time shooting dogs, actually.
Yeah.
Because they're just all over, like, attacking people. But yeah, I don't know. I really like that movie. I think it was really good. And Bradley Cooper was incredible in it.
Yeah.
Like, that movie wasn't perfect by any means, but, it was very interesting. And I kind of like how it... I don't know. And it kind of gave a nod to the other side with the Syrian ex-Olympian shooter guy.
Oh, yeah.
They gave a little nod because they had, he had his family that he was with there.
Right.
And you're just like, well, there's two sides to this story. He's got a wife and kid, just like he does.
Yeah.
And they're both, trying to do what their thought of right is. I don't know. That was really cool and really intense movie.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, well, we got to move on.
Yep.
Because we're trying to keep this short because I don't have a lot of space for the episode this month. Because it's going to be a 5-episode month because for some reason I waited like 2 extra days and the first episode dropped on May 1st from recorded last week because I got held up. Oh God, we got 8 minutes left in the hour. Let's do this. Adam.
Yeah.
What else did I want to talk about? I don't know. We got all these news stories. We're not going to get to any of them.
No, probably not.
We're going to have to save them, I guess.
Yeah.
Because if we want to do wrestling,
we
got to keep that short, too. So,
yeah.
All right, Adam. God damn it, I went to Dave & Buster's. I was going to talk about that. I was going to talk about...
Oh, is there a Computer Gate update?
Oh, okay. We can do that quick. No. Yeah. Yes, I talked to the guy. He said that he said my computer's great. Fine.
Oh, okay.
Video card's a problem. But they put another, test video card they have back there running smooth. Like, no issues with the motherboard now. So,
okay.
Just the video card. And then he said the manufacturer was like, you shouldn't have sent it back. You need to update a bunch of drivers and it'll work and I'll stop having that artifacting. It's like, well, okay, send us one that works. Yeah. Don't send us an old broken card that needs to be, software updated. Send us the new one, for God's sake. So whatever, they're dealing with it. It's literally waiting on a part. So that's good. Happy with that. I got a Technology Gate update.
Yeah.
I got a new phone.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Cool.
It's lovely and beautiful.
What did
you guess what I got? Guess.
iPhone 6.
Hell fucking no.
Oh.
No fucking iPhone bullshit. I want iOS 4. Just because it has all the apps that I can't get on my phone.
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of wish I would have, but I also glad. I don't know. I'm in the Google right now. I'm deep in.
I like Google. I've got all of my Google apps on my iPhone.
Oh, yeah, I know. But I don't want to get an Apple ID and all that shit. I don't know.
It's not
Adam,
that crazy.
I'm happy with what I have.
Is it a S6?
It is a Galaxy S6.
Okay.
It is an incredibly awesome phone.
Yeah.
As reviews have been very stellar for it. It doesn't have the expandable memory, which I never used anyway, and sucked on phones anyway, because everything's streamed at this point anyways.
Yeah.
And this comes stock with 32, which is more than enough for pretty much anything. Because you can't really install apps on the expandable memory anyway.
Yeah.
So they have to run off the main one. So the expandable memory is just for music, which I have an iPod, so
yeah,
that's what I use for music because I don't want to drain my phone all day. Unless I'm streaming Google Music on my phone. Then, is there Google Music on iOS?
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
All the Google apps. Yeah.
All right. I didn't know.
They're good versions too.
All right. Anyway, But I don't know. I was really happy to get this because my phone was old and shitty. It was an S3,
Yeah.
so it was time for an update.
Yeah.
I'd say.
My S3, I had a lot of problems with it in the second half of my contract.
I had none. Mine was. It still works great.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's just the battery is bad.
Well,
I could always replace
that was
it.
the main thing. Like, the battery just kept fucking dying in, like, no time at all.
Yeah, that's Android issues sometimes. With some bad
I
dealing
think the
with background
model of
app.
battery they used was not stellar.
No, well, anyway, the new S6 is supposed to be pretty good for battery. One cool thing that I don't think an iPhone can do, at least a stock iPhone, is fucking wireless charging,
No, it can't, yeah.
which is the hottest fucking shit. And I want to give props to Samsung for this shit.
Yeah.
Because Samsung was like, okay, there's two standards for wireless charging. Fuck it, put both of them in the phone.
Yeah.
Any wireless charger, at least the two standards that exist right now, this thing works on.
That's great.
So I don't even have to think about it. I'm just like, give me a wireless charger. And it is... I remember I was talking to my brother. I was like, dude, this can do wireless charger. He's like, oh, that's stupid. Just plug it in. I'm like, dude, get a wireless charger and learn the joy of just setting your phone down on a table
Yeah.
and it being charged. Because that's incredible. That's the
Yeah.
future right there.
I agree, yeah.
I like that feature.
I
Great
will say-
camera. It looks
will say-
exactly like an iPhone 5.
Yeah.
Like exactly like an iPhone 5.
Well, no, not like an iPhone 5. It'd be like 6.
5S maybe? No.
Because the
It's-
5s
it's-
are tiny. They're small.
No, this is more rectangular, I guess, like an F5 or
Oh,
S5
okay.
was,
Yeah.
or iPhone 5S. I'm loving it so far, McDonald's style.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm just deep in the Google Android. I have a tablet and everything too. It's like I'm in.
Okay.
Android's great, and then the fucking Samsung bullshit on this phone is like mostly gone. They did a really good job paring it down, and actually the TouchWiz interface is really nice now. They've actually
Okay.
made it good. Like, who would have thought?
Yeah.
Samsung. Well, it's because they've been making phones now for like 6-7 years. They're getting it finally. And it isn't intrusive. I don't know. There's all sorts of bullshit on here that's dumb. But I don't know, works great as a phone. Has a beautiful screen. Best screen you can get, actually, on a phone. It's like the amount of pixels in it are infinitesimal. Like, you'd have to take a magnifying glass to see any pixels on this thing. It's pretty awesome. Glad to have it. Yeah.
Very cool.
What else did I do? Do we want to talk about games for a minute? We don't really have time. Do you want to table Witcher 3? I feel like we have to talk about it. I can table my game. That's fine.
I don't know. I want to have plenty of time to talk about Witcher 3 though.
Yeah.
And I have
How far
I've played
in are
some.
Let's do a quick 5-minute Witchering recap.
All right.
And I'll talk about my game quick, teasing it for next week.
Sure. I've been doing some light witchering.
Okay. Geralt
Yeah.
of Rivia.
Yeah. There is.
What's your pre-Witcher 3 experience of Witcher 3?
I own both the first and second games, and have not played hardly any of either.
Yeah, I played a little bit of the first one.
Yeah, I tried to play the first one, but at the time my computer couldn't really run it. So I stopped playing it, and that was about all the Witcher I've played.
All right.
But I've always wanted to play it.
Yeah, it's kind of like one of those series, like,
Yeah.
that's like some really good fantasy,
Yeah.
like, tropes and stuff that I really want to be a part of. Mm-hmm. But, I don't know, just hard to get that barrier of entry. And now, getting the stellar reviews that it got, seeing people say, oh, you really don't need to know much about the previous two games, because they all kind of stand on their own, story-wise.
Being on console, same day and date.
Being on console, day and date, my God, my experience was incredible. Pre-ordering
Mine
it through Sony, having it preloaded, and I literally, Adam, watched the clock on the app
Yeah.
tick down. I actually was so lucky that I got to my PS4 after we went out to dinner, came back, and like looked at it, and it was like 4, 3, 2, 1, and I hit start, and game started.
Nice.
No problems. It was actually really cool.
Very cool.
I played the hell out of it. I don't know, I probably got 2-3 hours in. because I got sidelined by my game I wanted to talk about.
Oh, okay. I've probably got a little bit more than that.
Are you out of White Orchard?
No.
Okay.
I'm doing everything
Kind of the
that I
starting
possibly
area.
can in White
Yeah,
Orchard.
me too. I want to hit everything. Game deserves it.
Yeah, It's a great game so far. I'm loving it.
Yeah.
Combat
McDonald's
is...
style.
Yeah.
Well, actually,
I've heard a lot of
McDonald's
people
is
say that
love
you
and not
should...
hate now.
Huh?
So McDonald's catchphrase is love and beats hate now, but whatever.
Yeah, but that's stupid, so...
That's really dumb, but
Yeah.
it's what they changed to.
It'll be... I'm loving it in my heart
Yeah.
for a long time.
Yeah. You love it a long time.
I love long time, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, like, I've heard a lot of people say that you should maybe up the difficulty a little bit one higher than you might think.
I would agree because I'm playing it on normal, and it still seems a bit like I would say swingy combat. Sometimes it's like, oh my god, I'm dead.
Yeah, yeah.
And sometimes it's like I just face roll everything. Just
Yeah,
dead.
I've kept it on normal, and I kind of like that, though. Because I think
combat's
the one...
kind of hard in this game.
Yeah. I
So
mean, maybe
I'm
that'll
okay.
change when I get better at it. But
Yeah.
right now, it's maybe that's just the way the game is. I
Nice
think,
thing
like,
is, though, difficulty adjustable throughout the game.
yeah,
You're
yeah,
not
totally.
stuck to one. So if you feel like it's going to get too easy, you can always up it.
And on normal, meditating restores your health.
Yeah, that seems important.
Because unless you want to eat like 24/7,
Yeah.
that seems to be a good thing for now.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's one of those games where I think it's just the way the combat is designed that you have to be pretty methodical about it,
Yeah.
or else, they will just. I mean,
Plan
you
your
can
encounters out. You're like, okay,
Yeah.
here's some ghouls.
learn how to roll.
I'm gonna need a silver sword. There's a big group of them, so I'm gonna need to stay nimble, get a couple hits off.
Yeah.
Hit them with the fire,
Yeah.
and watch them stagger. I don't know. Real interesting.
One thing I have
rich
noticed,
world.
huh?
It's deep. The
Yeah,
world.
totally.
Yeah. Sorry.
One thing I have noticed is if that's a great addition, is if you don't actually pull out a sword yourself, if you just go into combat, he'll automatically pull out the right one, which is great.
It is nice. Simple
handy-
thing like that.
Handy thing. But yeah, the world is the story is interesting. All the
Yeah.
people in it are really interesting.
Yeah, I did like a side contract to kill something haunting a well. It's one of the first side contract.
Yeah, Devil by the Well.
Yeah, Devil by the Well. And I haven't killed the Devil by the Well because I was told to prepare by getting some specter oil and stuff. And I
You don't
also
need
read
that.
online
Yeah.
that they were like, you probably don't need to do that.
You definitely don't need to do that.
It's not that hard to kill. And I was like, all right, well. Because if you use... But the nice thing about the game is that, like, in that mission, you're kind of doing, like, a little CSI, you know? You're using your Witcher sense to be like, okay, this lady was dragged from here. Oh, she's missing a limb. There's probably like something attached to that that's keeping this wraith here. I got to go find that. And then you get all the pieces, and you're like, well, if I start burning this, she's going to come out.
Yeah.
And going to fight me. And so it's like, hey, read your bestiary. And you read the bestiary, and it's like, oh, if you use this, magic Witcher ability, she'll become vulnerable. So it's like, all right, well, I'll equip that and get into combat. And they're like, but you might also want to get some specter oil and all this other stuff and some bombs. And I was like, well... maybe I should figure out how to do that first.
Yeah. Normally, I would say you do want to over-prepare rather than under-prepare.
Yeah.
But really, in this particular case, you don't need any of that shit.
That's what I read. I read online. I was like looking at a walkthrough because I was like, all right, well, how do I get this specter oil made? Because I don't know where to find things and
pain
how
in
to
the ass.
Yeah. Well,
That's the
I also
problem
read that doing this particular quest, I think, unlocks like a potion lady area that's like potion-y. And it's like, well, that would be useful.
That's not exactly true.
Or there's some quest in White Orchard that has like a lady who's got like a potion shack.
Yes, there is.
Yeah, and I might as well just wait till I get to that to start worrying about them.
Yeah. It took me a little bit to find out that I'm not exactly sure what triggers it. Maybe meditating or something like that.
Yeah.
But also, if you make a potion,
Yeah.
you get like 3 of them. They replenish when you meditate or something, which is cool. I did not
Nice.
realize that.
I would like to also say game is gorgeous as fuck.
Oh my god.
It is one of the better looking games I've ever played.
It is.
Just the fucking weather.
I love the weather effects.
The sun sets looking golden. Oh.
Wind in the trees, like trees moving and swaying.
Yeah, oh my god. The game, I don't know how the PS4 is doing it.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's because it's outputting at 1080.
Yeah.
That's why. It can deal with some of that stuff. But anyway, and it doesn't have to deal with running an OS in the background.
Yeah.
Or at least the way that the PS4 and Xbox One are built, they have a separate processor for the OS. So the games can run off of just its own dealio. Okay, I'm gonna play more of The Witcher, and Adam's going to, and we're gonna talk more about it next week.
Yeah.
Or Witchering. I gotta talk about my thing.
Okay.
Quick. So I don't know where I got the recommendation to get this game. I can't even think about it. Maybe it was Kotaku somewhere. But I got my new phone, and I didn't even play this on my phone. But I was browsing the App Store, and I bought it. And I got a couple other Cartoon Network games, too. I got a couple Adventure Time games that are fun. Ski Safari, it's kind of fun. Just, I don't know. Fun games. Play on mobile while I'm on the toilet or sitting on my bed at night. But, so, the show, you ever heard of the show Steven Universe?
No.
On Cartoon Network?
Nope.
I don't know shit about the show. I watched, like, an episode's worth of show in 2 half episodes that I caught part of on Cartoon Network.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't honestly know the premise. But this game was highly rated. And it's called Attack the Light.
Okay.
Adam, I'm going to sell you on this game. And then we're going to end the episode.
Okay.
Adam, what if I were to tell you you could pay $3 for a game that is a tactical turn-based combat with Super Mario RPG, Paper Mario style combat timing mechanics with taps. That has a turn system that deals with action points that replenish every turn. So if you were to like save a couple action points, not do enough, not use up all yours in one turn.
Yeah.
When the next turn would start, you would have rollover action points to, use the higher level things that cost more action points than you get per turn. It's kind of like
Divinity original.
Yeah, Divinity, exactly. Like rolling over. Like, okay, I can't do anything this turn. Let's stop, and then I'll have 7 points to start next time instead of 5, and so I can do the thing that costs 6 points. So a lot of strategizing with that, right? Let me tell you the amazing thing about this. This is a game on your phone, Adam.
Yep.
That when you buy it, there's nothing else to buy.
Oh, wow.
They don't sell anything.
Nice.
You pay $3, you got yourself a game. Let me tell you that this game has had me play it for about 10 hours already.
Wow.
And I am about halfway done.
That sounds awesome.
This is a long fucking game.
Yeah.
It's really fun. It is gorgeous looking because it supposedly the reason why it's so good is the person who created the show was also part of the development in it. So it's very much the dialogue and everything is kind of in the same way as the show. I don't know anything about the show, but it doesn't stop me because the fucking game mechanics in this are so good. What if I were to tell you it's a JRPG with leveling? You got badges that you can equip on characters that give them special like abilities.
Yeah.
And like each time you level up, it's kind of like Paper Mario in a lot of ways. Where when you level up, you got 3 choices of what you can level up.
Yeah.
And you just build your character that way. What if I were to tell you it's a JRPG where the combat is the best part?
Wow.
The combat is so good in this game. It is just planning moves. Like for instance, I tried to run a gauntlet, which is like after you've beaten like an area, there's like a gauntlet challenge, which is just like a straight map, and it's like maps too. It's like dungeon maps where you go from room to room, looking for treasure chests and solving simple puzzles, like finding gems that are hidden and putting them in a wall. Simple stuff, but interesting. Engaging.
Yeah.
But just the leveling mechanic in this game has just got me going. It's like, oh, get another level for this guy. Level this character up, get a new ability. It's just, it's getting me. It's getting me. It's the sweet spot. But the combat is so good, and I love doing it because there's so much strategy in it. because like I went to this gauntlet and I got my ass kicked the first time I tried to run it, and now that I've leveled up quite a bit, I'm like I think I beat the 4th area now out of like 6 or 7.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm gonna go back, and I got these badges. So like these are like indigo enemies, and there's a badge that does double damage.
Yeah.
Indigo enemies, and then I also have another badge that ups luck points, like doubles your luck points. And luck is like crits, basically.
Okay.
And so now I'm fighting all purple guys, because the first area is purple guys, and there's a character, Amethyst, whose attack is like a whip that hits everybody on the screen. And now I just have double damage with double the crit chance, and I just annihilate groups. And it's just like that planning of like I don't know, the character building is way deeper than a $3 game should be.
Yeah.
It's a hidden gem. I would
Sounds awesome.
highly recommend it.
Yeah.
And I know nothing about this show. It makes me want to watch it now because I've enjoyed the game so much. And there's some good humor in there because the characters are all kind of interesting. You got the 3 main lady characters who are the gems, the fighting ladies. And there's Pearl, Amethyst, and Garnet. And they got the voices from the show talking. I don't know. It's well done. There's voice acting. The Steven Universe is they're like Squire, like follows them around and has a backpack, a hamburger backpack that he puts all the items that he gets into it. Also, if you do play this game, use items all the time. I know it's a JRPG thing to hold on to items. In this game, you get so many items. Like from enemies drop items, there's chests with items that use up your, like there's items. Oh yeah, and there's items you get that give you more action points, more star points. They're called.
Yeah.
And so like you'll use an item, and you can use one item per turn. You can use an item that gives you 3 more star points, or one that gives you 6 more star points, or an item that makes the next move cost 0 star points. All stuff to allow you to do more actions per turn. Feel free to use those in regular encounters, because the game is brutal if you're not using those. Or the game is brutal if you're missing your timing dodges and stuff, which is great, though, because the timing is done perfectly.
Yeah.
Like, when you fuck up, you're like, oh, I fucked that up.
Yeah.
I was too slow. Which is great. And I don't know. It's just really cool, because you get, like, a new ability that has a different, like, oh, when you have this, ability, you gotta, like, wait for the meter to hit here, or tap really fast to get the meter to rise. I don't know. It's just well done for a phone game. Like, one of the better RPGs I've played in a while.
Sounds good.
JRPGs I've played in a while.
Yeah.
I don't know. Really cool. Highly recommended. But we can't talk anymore, because we've passed our time.
Okay.
We've passed time. Time has gone by. And, well, thank you for listening.
Yeah.
To this episode. Adam, where can people find?
Bornintheeighties.net.
That's right.
Bitecast@gmail.com
Is the email address.
Yeah.
Feel free to email there. I'll get back to you in like 2 months. I'm going to check it right now, Adam.
Okay.
Make sure no fan mail has arrived. Now that somebody's actually sent it to us recently, and I feel bad. Or you can comment on the episodes.
Absolutely.
Nope. Bunch of spam.
Sweet.
All right. That's it, really. We're on iTunes. Give us 5 stars if you like the show. Tell your friends. All that yada yada. There's a lot of other great shows on the Little Podcast Network. We're going to have promos for them in the future, so you can check all those out. Here's some snippets. Maybe we'll get some new listeners from that. That is all. If you want to listen to us talk about wrestling for about 20 minutes, wait till after the break.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your main event. Wrestling Talk with John and Adam. All right, and we're back to talk about wrestling with Adam and John. Wrestling with Adam and John.
Wrestling.
All right, I gotta get this episode shorter than the normal. So
Yeah.
we gotta get through this. We got a lot to get through
Let's roll.
in like under 30 minutes here. So you emerged from your Marvel hole, Adam, and you caught up with some wrestling.
I did.
So you got let's start off the week with Raw.
Okay.
Raw.
Just completely skipping over Payback. Yeah.
What? Payback? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
shit, Payback happened. Fuck.
Not a lot happened really in Payback, other
I
than
know, it was good. The main
Actually,
event was incredible. That's
the main
about
event
it.
was incredible. The rest was, I thought, better than average Raw, but not super amazing.
There's some good stuff. The New Day match was incredible,
Yes, that was good.
and I want to give humongous props to those guys being incredible
Yeah.
because them celebrating their win with champagne flutes of milk backstage was incredible. Like to just clinking their glasses of milk together, celebrating. Like
That's
a
pretty good.
bunch of weird dweebs they are was great. And the Xavier Woods, running in for Kofi was excellent as well. The ref was distracted, called the pin. So they have a legitimate beef with the Brass Ring Club because that was
totally.
a
Yeah.
bullshit loss for them.
Yeah.
Okay. That's it. The main event had the Shield tease. Roman Reigns had some great moments,
Yeah.
some great character moments in the ring, which were
Totally.
good.
Yeah.
The loser buys the beers. He does the power bomb twice. As soon as that table didn't break,
Yeah.
the first time I was like, "Oh God,
One
sorry,
more
Randy.
time."
Sorry, Randy Orton, you getting hit twice." But I like that they kind of teased the Shield working together again. But then
Yeah.
Seth Rollins, of course, the idiot's like, "Yeah, high five! Oh yeah,
Right.
I backstabbed you." Great moments there. What else was I don't know. That was just great. And then Roman Reigns flipped the bird to Joey Mercury,
Yeah.
which is cool. I don't know. He had some cool badass moments, which I like. I like the edge to his character.
Oh, totally.
That's been, for some reason, they wanted him real vanilla and quiet, strong, silent type, which is not good for. Can't be
No.
a strong, silent type without a Paul Heyman. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Brock Lesnar is.
Right.
Anyway, speaking of somebody who's strong, but not the silent type, on Raw, Adam, where do you think Kevin Owens' wrestler rankings is going to go for you?
Probably up a bit.
It's going to go up a bit for me. Because
Yeah.
I feel like I had him in the top 10,
Yeah.
but I feel like he is working at a level which is just exactly where he said he was when he had his promo with John Cena. It was like, "Hey, buddy, I've been doing this longer than you.
Yeah.
I know how to be a heel, all right?" And he actually got John Cena over as a face
Yeah.
effectively with the crowd.
Yeah.
Like there was like, "Oh, Cena sucks," but then there were people being like, "Hey, Kevin Owens is disrespecting us." Like we may hate Cena, but this
Yeah.
guy, it was great. And you gotta love him coming out to the Open Challenge.
Yep.
I love the idea of him coming out to the Open Challenge to basically say, "I'm not going to wrestle in the Open Challenge."
I know, right?
It's like, why did you even come out then? To be a dick. Because that's
Yep.
what Kevin Owens does.
Yep.
And so this was incredible. Eric's like, my brother's just immediately texting me, being like, "Oh my God, Kevin Owens on Raw." And I was like, "Oh, Jesus, it's begun." Fucking, and then feuding with Cena, and it just felt right. Like, he
Yeah.
slotted in right. It's like,
Yeah.
this guy is operating, at least talking-wise, and wrestling skill-wise. I've seen the guy wrestle at the main roster talent level, which, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, Finn Balor, Hideo Itami, all people that should be
Yeah.
on the main roster.
Yeah, definitely.
These are all wrestling veterans.
Yeah.
But
Oh, totally. Yeah.
having him just disrespect the crowd, and then just disrespect John Cena, and then hit him with a gut punch, pop
Yeah.
up power bomb, and slam him on the ground, and then stomp on the U.S.
I
title.
know, it was the best.
Perfect heel move. And then I was like, "Oh, that was incredible! So happy to see him on Raw.
All
I
that-
can't ask for anything more."
All that after John Cena's like saluting to the troops and stuff like that, and yeah,
Well, he's like, "I don't give a shit about you, John Cena." I mean, it's
Yeah,
the
I
exact same thing as CM Punk.
yeah,
It's like, I don't give a shit about what you say. It's, I'm better than you, and I'm going to beat you up.
yeah.
Now, what happened later in Raw, Adam? Now, I'm like not watching Raw, but I hear some news, so I'm like, all right, well, let's continue through, because I'm watching it next day on Hulu. And I roll through, and there's a little backstage segment with Kevin Owens.
Yep.
And he's like, what did he say?
He is going to go one-on-one with John Cena, Elimination Chamber time.
What the shit, man?
Yeah.
Pay-per-view, not pay-per-view.
Yeah.
It's network exclusive.
Right.
So it actually works. And I talked about this with my brother. I was like, you know how this works? Because it's not a pay-per-view, so they're not getting paid pay-per-view money for this event. This is just another like house show that's going to be televised just on the network.
Yeah.
Basically. So they're not getting, pay-per-view pay. Someone from NXT can be in it. Because it's not on, main roster pay-per-view.
Right.
So it works. But it's not a title match. That's been now clarified.
Yeah.
Which is fine. But it's just kind of incredible. Setting up that feud.
Yeah.
And I think it's obviously to put Kevin Owens over here.
Oh, yeah.
And fuel his feud, which we'll allude to when we talk about the next thing that happened this week in wrestling. The reason why the episode was a day late
Yeah.
was because Wednesday nights usually when I put them up. But I was busy Wednesday night getting a phone, for one, and also watching TakeOver Unstoppable. Adam?
Yeah.
Are these just always better than the main roster?
Always.
I mean, it's never a question. It's always an amazing show.
I will say, like, some of the pay-per-view main events for the main roster are sometimes equal to this stuff.
Yes.
But,
of course.
But yeah, like, as an overall whole product, NXT, I think both in day-to-day shows and in their pay-per-views are better.
Yeah. Somebody
Just better
actually had
product.
an interesting comment on Reddit that I liked was, who the person from NXT that's been overlooked that needs to be called up is the writers.
Oh, yeah.
It is
right?
so much better on NXT
Yeah.
than on Raw. But let's go through the card.
Okay.
Hideo Itami injured.
Yeah.
Oh, did you see the little pre-tape before the show segment?
Yeah.
With him attacked in the parking lot?
By Kevin Owens?
No.
Well.
Kevin Owens is just walking by, and what does he say? That's a shame.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he had amazing Seinfeld. There's another amazing Seinfeld quote he had was when Renee Young came up to him on Raw and said, "Sorry to bother you," and then what does he say? But you did anyway. It's the first thing he says. I'm like, oh my God, you're amazing. This kid is amazing.
He's really good.
He's one of the best talkers they have. 100%.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
probably the best on the mic as a wrestler. Paul Heyman's probably the best mic talker they have. But as a wrestler, definitely the best on the mic. Like CM Punk level, awesome on the mic. So, so the main event, number one contenders, Tyler Breeze, Finn Balor had a crazy match. Balor had new weird stuff, which actually is interesting. So, do you know what a Balor is?
Yes.
Yeah, it's some sort of Celtic demon with one eye.
Yes.
And he had the eye on his back, which I thought was really cool.
It was very cool.
They had a good match. Finn Balor went over, of course, which makes sense. Because I think they want to push him up fast.
Yeah, I think
he should
so,
be
too.
on the main roster soon.
Yeah.
And he'll be way over. I mean, his entrance, his look,
Oh, yeah.
that's going to sell T-shirts.
Crowd is going to go crazy the first time they see that entrance. It's incredible.
So that's going. Tommy is actually for real injured and is going to be out for almost a year.
Oh my
possibly.
God, that
it's
sucks.
a real surgery. He's getting he's not hurt, but it's like preventative surgery. He needs it. He's getting it done.
Man.
So he's going to be written out for a while, but that's fine. There'll be a
blows.
different title feud for him to join in when he comes back. Mm-hmm. All right.
Yeah, I mean, I think they have been pushing Breeze pretty hard too, which I think is fine because I like Breeze quite a bit.
Well, he's been losing the matches that matter, but he's also been kicking ass in them.
Exactly.
He is one step, below the title. You know what I mean?
And before this, what was supposed to be the triple threat,
Yeah.
him and Itami were like both 2-2 or something like, for their matches. So
He's been real competitive. So he's a main he's a title picture threat.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on. We gotta go.
Okay.
First women's match we have. Tag team, Dark Emma, Dana Brooke, and Bailey and Charlotte.
Charlotte, yeah.
Incredible. Bailey's amazing.
Oh my god.
Always amazing.
I know.
Charlotte's always amazing. The women put on pay-per-view matches on the regular shows, and then you watch this match.
Yeah.
Well, of course, the good guys win.
Yep.
Emma takes the fall for some reason. I don't know. I feel like Dana Brooke could have taken the loss there because she hasn't lost yet.
Well, she's so new. I think they want to kind of keep some.
Fair enough.
Her. Yeah.
She looked good though. She's always been good in the ring.
Yeah, she's
got
been all
some
right.
Power
in the ring.
moves.
Yeah,
some good psychology there.
I don't think she sells very well.
She's new.
Yeah, she's new.
It'll come.
Yeah.
And she's got an interesting. What I like about her, and people hate about her, is that she has a different style of character than the other women. She's not just some plucky woman. She's like, which is, I don't know. They got to try something,
I guess I hate.
Can't all be the same type of character, They
know.
can't all be Sasha Banks.
She just seems so dumb, though. Like,
we'll see.
I don't know.
She's really bad in the mic. That she's going to need work there.
Yeah, I think, definitely.
But let's move on because we can't talk much. It was just a fun match. It was good.
Yes.
Definitely worthy of a pay-per-view, even on the main roster.
I will say I really like the way Bailey and Charlotte interact with each other. Like, Charlotte was doing like the hand thing at the end. Like,
they were both kind of being buds.
They were both, totally. I like that quite a bit.
Well, when they had their feud for the title, they had that mutual respect.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
which is like, I'm fighting you, but I respect you.
Yeah,
Because,
they've had a couple things since then, I think. But I was happy to see them being total buds and kicking ass.
So we had Enzo and Cass.
Yep.
Versus the Dubstep Cowboys.
Oh, they stole it.
They stole a win, which was perfect.
Yeah, I know.
Because Enzo and Cass still need to be chasing. Because I think they realized that Blake and Murphy, their amazing pigtail and top knot game is on point.
Yeah.
And they need more time to develop as good heels. Because they've actually turned into sneakily really fun heels to watch.
That's true.
Because they're just two kind of doofy dudes.
Yeah.
Beating up guys, being kind of gross, but kind of in a fun way, like just talking to Carmella and her having to yell at them to get away from her because they're creeps. And then them being nice to Alexa Bliss during their match. Yeah. And Alexa Bliss like, well, you know what? They helped me win. Now it's time to interfere. And she interfered and kind of distracted everyone and caused the Blake and Murphy to continue to be champs. So that's good, though. So we'll have more of a feud then.
I agree, yeah.
And there aren't really a lot of tag teams
now,
but now they can bring the Vaudevillains back into the mix.
Yeah, I was going to say, I haven't seen them in a long time.
No, they've been... They took some time off, just because, there's only an hour of TV each week,
right.
Can't have everyone on all the time.
I could watch Cass every time. And Enzo. Yeah.
And Cass has gotten way better.
Oh, yeah.
As a wrestler. Yeah. Enzo has gotten better.
Yeah.
He's going to get some points on his in-ring ability because he was doing some great shit in that match.
Yeah, totally.
He's a good babyface in peril. I think that could work for him.
I
kind of like the idea of him being, like, not smart, but hot-headed,
Yeah,
as his character in the ring, which I like.
I thought they did a really good job of selling how, feared Cass was. Because, in previous matches, I never really felt that as much. But they did a really good job of, just showing him being a fucking, powerhouse, which he should be.
Yeah, well, and they did a great job making him look imposing.
Yeah.
Totally. Just because he's 7 feet,
Yeah.
Like, he's a
big dude. You can't teach that, John.
You can't teach that.
Yeah.
Enzo, not 7 feet, but he's a bona fide stud and a certified G, and you can't teach that.
Can't teach that.
You can't teach that. But I loved it.
Realest guys in the room.
They are the realest guys in the room.
How you doing?
How are you doing? All the other guys, Adam, spell it out for me.
SAWFT, soft.
Yes, exactly.
No, you gotta
good.
Spell it out for you.
I love how he's playing with the crowd with that too.
I know.
Just the delayed spell it out that everyone in the crowd jumps on.
I know.
It's every time it gets a smile on my face.
Yeah.
So they're great. Moving on, we got Rhino, Baron Corbin.
Yeah, I didn't really expect a whole lot from this match, and I kind of didn't get a whole lot from it.
Yeah, I mean, Baron Corbin did all right. He did a good job.
Yeah, he did okay.
He did a whole match. There were some good spots.
Yeah.
They beat the crap out of each other a lot, which is kind of what you need to see with a big guy like that. Mm-hmm. You know, being able to dish it and take it. Anyway, fine, move on. We got to talk about what could be match of the night.
Oh, yeah.
What probably is match of the night.
Jeez.
With
Yeah,
Sasha
I think
Banks.
definitely, yeah.
You know, I was saying that Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn was match of the night, but you know what? It wasn't a match.
Not really.
That was Kevin Owens just doing what Kevin Owens do.
Yeah.
Well, we can talk about that in a minute, but we got to talk about the match of the night here. Mm-hmm. Sasha Banks, title match, Becky Lynch.
Yeah.
Becky Lynch came out with a new look.
Which I'm totally for.
I like it.
Yeah.
I think I love her style and look. Mm-hmm. Every time I have to hate the ring gear sometimes. The pants that she was wearing were awful, and they need to change them.
I didn't really notice it.
They look like a diaper. It was too baggy.
Okay, I didn't really notice it.
Too baggy for wrestling. Look, Adam, wrestling pants should never be baggy unless you're wearing shorts like Kevin Owens.
What if MC Hammer wants to?
He also can. Becky Lynch, a female wrestler, can't have baggy pants.
Okay,
They were baggy, and it was distracting. It looked like a diaper, a little frilly diaper. I don't know. It was bad. But anyway, I like the hair though, and the
totally.
babyface style that she's wrestling in now. They just had an incredible match. It was brutal. Just amazing spots, just kicking the shit out of each other.
Yeah.
You know, Becky Lynch brought Sasha Banks to the brink, but Sasha Banks just had it. You know, she did an incredible move. There was a couple incredible technical wrestling moves there with some reversals.
Yeah,
that were just. I mean, there was one point where I think Becky Lynch dodged like a clothesline and flipped over her head and rolled her onto the ground into like an arm bar that was just like, whoa! And then there's a moment where, but then of course the end when Sasha Banks hit her bank statement, roll up into the crossface, and it was all over for Becky Lynch. I mean, you can't hold on to that submission finish.
Totally.
But you got a standing ovation from the crowd.
Yeah.
I mean, she kind of made it.
She did.
I feel like that was Becky Lynch's moment. I mean,
I think you're right,
see where she came from. Yeah. Coming out, dancing an Irish jig, and I love that they showed that. Mm-hmm. They gave them the behind-the-scenes treatment, too, with them walking in, like they did for Owens and Zayn the month before, or a couple months ago, which was great. Watching them prep a little bit and then walk in, through the curtain was awesome. Had a real title match feel.
This especially... it brought in a stark contrast to me, like even Payback's Divas match.
Yeah,
where this
it's because
was
those are just like, oh, it's a Divas match.
Yeah,
where these are like, it's a wrestling match with
it was
women
infinitely better.
And it's just there's a reverence there.
Yeah,
for these women.
Yeah,
that doesn't exist on the main roster
Not
yet, of course.
Yeah,
which I'm sure will change when Triple H and Stephanie, who were there at the NXT, and that is their baby. Yeah. And I believe their idea for the future of the company. So
I hope so.
We're hopefully going to see more of NXT in the main roster, which is fine. Which is the way that they planned it to be. I mean, that's kind of where we're going to find the new people that are going to, be the next future of wrestling.
Yeah.
And you got that with Sasha Banks. 100%.
Oh,
sky's the limit for her.
Yeah.
Becky Lynch, I feel like this was the moment where I was like, okay, I see it.
Yeah.
As a babyface. She got over. She talked about her issues getting started. She, didn't know her character. She found herself. Did a couple, heelish things, but now she's different. It's just good. It was like a rebirth. A birth of Becky Lynch as what we'll see in the future, I think. I loved it.
Yeah, I did too. I thought it was an amazing match.
All right. We got to move on. There's not much left. Mm-hmm. We're running out of time. Main event.
Yeah.
Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn.
Sami Zayn really...
Sami Zayn beat the shit out of Kevin Owens in that match.
It was... I was amazed at how hard they just went right out the gate.
I love it, though, because that's one of the great things you can get with two people like this that have worked together for a decade.
Yeah.
They know how to hit each other right. Mm-hmm. They know what's okay to do and what's not. They just have that snugness with their moves that only someone who's been doing it with you for 10 years would be able to do.
Yeah.
That was incredible.
Yeah. It was really good.
Sami Zayn had the match won.
Yeah.
Until Kevin Owens got him where he wanted him and hit the move that injured him in the first place.
Right.
Storyline-wise.
Yeah.
That was the move. And it was all downhill from there. And I loved the way that they booked that, with the trainers coming out outside the ring.
Yeah.
Of course, someone in the crowd yelled out the thing I was thinking. I was like, is there going to be a count out here? Because they've been outside the ring for quite some time.
Right.
But yeah, someone in the crowd who was a Kevin Owens supporter was obviously yelling. He was like, "Start the count!" And he's on the ground. It's like, he should be counted out, which he would have been. But the referee stoppage again ended the match, this time getting Kevin Owens the title. Or keep letting him retain. But Kevin Owens wasn't done.
No.
He just, 4 or 5 times, he just kept running back and stomping on Sami Zayn on the ground. It's brutal.
Yeah.
And it was great. And then, of course, we had a debut that had been rumored for a while. Samoa Joe, who used to wrestle in TNA and Ring of Honor, and the WWE, I think, for a hot minute. I can't remember. Maybe he didn't ever. I think he was one of the greatest wrestlers never to be in the WWE yet. But he's
I
kind
wasn't
of
really familiar with him. So
he's kind of working a gig like Rhino, where he's not really a main roster guy, but he's on NXT.
Yeah,
and he can still work indie dates outside of NXT. But he also can be part of the NXT taping. So, but he's a big guy. He's very, very similar to Kevin Owens.
Yeah, in
style, like a big dude, scary dude, gonna hurt you guy.
Yeah.
And they're going to have a feud now, and it's going to be great. Reading some of the spoilers for the taping, I didn't really, like I do, I don't read the details. I just kind of want to hear what's going on, like a couple hints. But apparently Samoa Joe and him have some incredible moments there. A little feud start, a little brawling going on, which I like.
Cool.
But what we also have to say, Adam, what shirt was Kevin Owens wearing when he came out?
John Cena.
He was wearing John Cena's T-shirt.
I know.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Oh, and I think Kevin Owens is Triple H's boy, and I know he pushed hard to get Kevin Owens signed, and as did Stone Cold Steve Austin as well. Was really a supporter of Kevin Owens. He's like, hey, this guy gets a lot of hard knocks for the way he looks. He's not super in shape guy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe not appearance-wise, but I mean, you have to be in shape to do all the shit he does. Like,
exactly.
He's fit.
He's not your Brock Lesnar look.
Yeah, yeah.
But
definitely.
He is your Brock Lesnar in scariness. So he may look, and it's also kind of nice because he looks like a nice guy.
Yeah, he does.
Kind of like a teddy bear.
Yeah.
But then he beats the shit out of you.
Yeah.
Just because he can. There's just moments where he'll just do it because he can.
Yeah.
It's terrible. It's amazing.
Yeah.
There's a great character in him. And I know Triple H is in love with the guy because he's always talking him up. And his Twitter feed had something about, like, it was just a picture of Kevin Owens entering, and I think a quote was, "To be the guy, you got to beat the guy." And I was like, man, you're right. He likes this guy. I mean, he sees a lot of himself in it. Because Triple H was kind of that heel who was nuanced like that.
Yeah.
Where he was a kind of a backstabber. Kind of a, I'm going to do whatever it takes to be number one. I don't give a shit about everyone else. Like, I was part of Degeneration X, but I'm going to go away from them because I need to be number one by myself.
Yeah.
And it's the same idea with Kevin Owens. And that's, we got to end. We're out of time. But I just want to say, amazing moment. Also, you can watch, maybe it's not a video, but I saw a picture of Kevin Owens' son, Owen, watching him enter on Raw when he didn't know ahead of time, I believe. And Kevin Owens' son is a huge John Cena fan.
Yeah.
And seeing his dad beat up John Cena, there's a photo I saw where he's just like marking out his dad's fighting John Cena and beating him up. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
And Elimination Chamber's coming up. We won't have another podcast before we listen to it, but Intercontinental main event, Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins looks great.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that. Of course, Rollins will keep the title, but I think they can have Ambrose maybe this can make him a little bit more.
I'm glad to see they're actually using him like in a decent way.
Oh yeah,
like that's an improvement. So sure, yeah.
There's going to be an incredible tag team elimination chamber, which sounds insane.
That does sound insane.
So they're going to have each team in their own pod.
Yeah,
they're all going to get released like the way that the elimination chamber does, kind of like the Rumble, where there's a timer. Every 2 minutes, a different one opens randomly.
Yeah.
And then what else is there? Oh, and then the Intercontinental title going to be on the line there. Mm-hmm. And then a women's triple threat. Paige, Nikki, Naomi. But that should be incredible to see 2 Elimination Chamber matches, and I'm really looking forward to it. It's actually shaping up, card-wise, to be one of the better pay-per-views so far.
Yeah.
Of the year. So it's probably the second best one, I think, hopefully. Because the Chamber's always fun. It's like a I know you haven't actually ever seen it because it was before you started watching.
I've seen Elimination Chamber before.
Okay, but it's like it's like Hell in a Cell.
Yeah,
but
right.
more
Pods,
crazy.
Yeah.
Well, there's pods, and then on outside the ring, there's just chain
that
you get slammed on. That looks pretty painful, and some real bruises you can see on that. Possibly ended Christian's career last year, as he. Got a concussion and has not been back since he fought in the Elimination Chamber last year.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I'm really looking forward to it. And we'll catch you next week.
Yeah.